Most people think the smallest gifts don't matter. A coffee, a ride, a crumpled bill handed without thought. But what if I told you that one tiny act, worth only $5, could change the entire course of a life? Because that's exactly what happened. And the story you're about to hear might just make you question everything you believe about fortune, luck, and opportunity. So lean in, because this isn't just a story about money, it's a story about possibility. And maybe, just maybe, it's a story about you. He was just a boy, thin frame, dust clinging to his shoes, hunger tucked so deep into his ribs it almost felt like a second skeleton. He grew up knowing more about not enough than about plenty. His mornings began with the same sound, the rattle of a street vendor's cart, wheels squeaking against cracked pavement. The same smell, roasted corn mixing with the sour exhaust of motorcycles. The same feeling, the sharp sting of empty pockets, so light they might as well have been filled with air. When other kids spoke about their dreams, he listened in silence. Not because he didn't have dreams. He did. But he had learned that saying them out loud only made the emptiness sting sharper. No silver spoon, no golden door waiting to be opened. Only the raw, stubborn will to survive. And then it happened. A stranger stopped at the corner where the boy always walked. The man looked down, saw him, paused, then reached into his pocket. He pulled out a single bill. $5. The man handed it over without a word, the same way people drop coins into a beggar's cup when their conscience whispers louder than their patience. And then he walked away. To the man it was nothing, but to the boy it was everything. His fingers closed around that bill as if it were made of fire. For hours, he didn't let it go. It wasn't paper, it was possibility. But what do you do with possibility? Do you eat it? Do you spend it on comfort? Or do you guard it so tightly that it never becomes anything more? He wrestled with the question all day. Food tempted him. A new pair of worn-out sandals tempted him. But then a thought whispered, a voice he couldn't ignore. Don't just use it, multiply it. That whisper would change everything. The market was chaos, colors clashing, voices rising and falling, smells crashing into one another like waves. Heat pressed down from a merciless sun. Vendors shouted like preachers trying to save souls. The air was alive with bargaining, laughter, arguments. And then his eyes caught something small but powerful. Bottles of water stacked high on a table. Everyone was thirsty, everyone needed relief, and he had just enough to buy 5 bottles. So he did, 1 in each hand, 3 tucked under his arm. He stood at the edge of the crowd. His voice cracked with both nerves and hunger, but people bought. 1, 2, 3. Until in less than an hour, his $5 had become 10. Just like that. For the first time, he saw possibility flicker into flame. The next day, he did it again, and again and again. 5 into 10, 10 into 20, 20 into 100. Day after day, he walked with the sun on his back and bottles in his hands, turning sweat into survival. But then something happened he didn't expect. Competition. Other sellers noticed. They copied him. Prices dropped. Crowds spread thin. The money slowed. And the boy felt the cold shadow of failure creep back over him. This is the part most people never talk about. When life first gives you a taste of success, it almost always tests whether you deserve to keep it. He could have quit. He could have let the $5 gift fade into a forgettable memory. But he didn't. Instead, he asked a question most people never bother to ask. What do they need that they don't even see yet? And that's when he noticed. People leaving the market, arms heavy with bags, straining, sweating, groaning under the weight of food and goods. And suddenly an idea lit up inside him. He used his savings to buy a second-hand cart. Rusty wheels, wobbly frame, ugly but functional. And with it, he offered something no one else had thought of. Not water, not food, but help. He carried bags for a small fee. At first, people laughed. They mocked the boy with the broken cart. But soon, the laughter faded. Because when you solve a problem, the world opens its door. The cart led to 2 carts. 2 carts led to the 3 boys working under him. And the boy, who once clutched $5 like treasure, was now giving jobs to others who had nothing. His small idea had become a small business. But success never travels a straight line. Thieves eyed his earnings. Officials demanded bribes. Even friends grew jealous. He almost lost everything, twice. And here's the hidden truth. The bigger your dream grows, the bigger the battles you'll fight to protect it. But he fought, and he adapted again. Soon, the boy wasn't just surviving the market, he was shaping it. Years passed. His cart turned into a shop. The shop turned into a store. The store turned into a chain. And one day, the boy, now a man, stood outside a gleaming storefront with his name etched into shining glass. He remembered the dusty road, the heat, the hunger, the $5 bill in his trembling hand, and he whispered aloud, "Fortune isn't found in what you're given, it's found in what you do with it." That truth echoes for anyone who listens, because maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe you're holding something small, an idea, a skill, a chance, something the world says isn't enough. But what if it's your starting point? What if it's your $5 gift? The world teaches us to wait for abundance before we act. But the secret is this: abundance grows from action, not the other way around. So ask yourself, what's in your hand right now? What problem can you solve? What little seed can you plant that others overlook? Because one small gift, one overlooked chance, could turn into your fortune. And maybe, just maybe, your turning point is closer than you think. Pause. Look around your life. Maybe it's a skill you've dismissed. Maybe it's a connection you've ignored. Maybe it's the tiny idea you've been too afraid to try. Remember this: $5 was once just paper, until a hungry boy turned it into fire. And if he could, why not you? This is your challenge. Comment below with one thing, just one, that you have in your hand right now. Because one day, someone might look back at your story and realize their fortune began with yours.